Hey guys, welcome to this video. We're going to talk about credit reporting and public records. Now, right now, as I'm recording this video, typically we do not see judgments on the normal credit reports, Equifax, Experian, TransUnion. And we typically don't see tax liens either, whether from your state or from the IRS, but that could all change. But there are lots of other public records, particularly on these background screening. So when you're going to apply for a job, or tenant screening when you're looking at getting an apartment or a house to rent. There'll be all sorts of public records. And so what do you do if maybe you get turned down for a job or you get turned down for an apartment and you're trying to figure out why and you get a copy of the credit report and it's got some public records on there and you think they're wrong? What do? Number one step, and people skip this, but this is absolutely number one step, is you've got to go pull the public record. So for consumers that are watching this, I'm telling you, that's what you got to do. Lawyers that are watching it, I'm telling you, that's what you got to do. You got to go pull the public record. So let me use an example. Let's say that I apply for a job and I'm turned down. And they say, we use, XYZ background screening company. I go, okay. So I call them, get a copy of my report. I look at it. It says 2015 conviction for robbery. And I go, well, that's wrong. Well, all right, it's wrong, but let me go pull that record, okay? Now, first of all, we want to see, is that even my record, okay? Because think about this. In the public record, they're not going to have your social security number. They're not going to have all this information. So you kind of have to look at other things, address, date of birth. So if we go pull that 2015 robbery conviction and it says John Watts and born in 1930, I know I'm looking older, but probably not that old, at least hopefully, okay? So we go, well, that's not me, okay? But what if it is me, okay? Well, then we say, is that record accurate? Or is there something more to it? Well, if, you look in the court file, just imagine the court file is like a manila folder and you're flipping through the pages and you see the conviction. And then the very next page is 2016 and it says, conviction overturned, all charges dismissed. Well, then that would not be accurate to say that I had a conviction in 2015 because it was overturned. It would be the same as if there was a judgment on your credit report and then the judge said, oh, wait, we made a mistake that never should have been entered and we're getting rid of that. Well, they couldn't just report half of it and not the other half, okay? And so we'll see this even with judgments that are legitimate judgments. And so $5,000 judgment and you paid it, but the credit report, and again, they're right now at this moment, not really reporting judgments, but that could change tomorrow. So your credit report might show the $5,000, but not show that it's paid. Well, that would be inaccurate, okay? And so if they publish that information, they provide that credit report to a creditor, an employer, an apartment, a property management company, so that's publishing, then that would violate the law. That would be a violation under 1681 EB, and you can find a link to that video either right now or at the end of this video. There'll be a reference to that. So the point is, go look at the source material because the credit bureau is saying this is what the source material says. Okay, this is what it says in a tax office or a courthouse or whatever it may be. But go pull that record. Now, sometimes you'll find that the credit bureau is reporting accurately what's in there, but the record itself is incomplete. Well, that's not the credit bureau's fault. Okay, so if the judge forgot to do something, we can't go sue the credit bureau and say, well, you should have known the judge forgot to do something. No. Let's go fix it with the judge. Let's go fix it with the probate court, whatever it may be. But go pull that record to start with, because a lot of times these public records, what's being reported is just wildly inaccurate, okay? And we talked about this in the 1681 EB, the maximum accuracy claim, where you're 20 years old, you get turned down for a job because they say you have a felony conviction 15 years ago. It's like, guys, that's obviously not me. We go pull the public record, and it says that the person that was convicted in 2005 of this felony was born in 1963. Well, that ain't you if you're born in 2000, okay? So we start with the public record. Is it obvious that this is an error that the credit bureau has made? Now, we may still go ahead and dispute that And remember our video, and again, there'll be a reference to it, or else at the end of this video, you'll see it. The 1681 SI. I'm sorry, 1681I. I was getting ahead of myself. I'll talk about something else in a moment. But 1681I is the investigation claim against the credit bureaus when you dispute it and they don't fix it. But look, even if they fix it, you can still sue many times under that 1681EB. Now, in the next video, we'll talk about 1681 S2B, which has to do with the furnisher. So Capital One, Midland Funding, whoever it is, they provide information to the credit bureaus, and it's inaccurate, and you dispute it, and then those guys do a lousy investigation. That's when you can sue them under that 1681 S2B. And that'll be our next video, and I appreciate you watching this, and talk to you soon. All right, bye-bye.